Welcome everyone, Farmer Cop here. This is going to be a new mod map tour of Oberscwhaben. This is by Yogi, 350.48 megabytes to download, and it is for all platforms. And I apologize, I'm sure my pronunciation was wrong on probably the modder's name and probably the map name as well. So anyhow, I'm going to go and read the description. We'll go ahead and get into it. It says, welcome to beautiful Oberscwäben in the Ravensburg by Virach district. The map takes place between Bad Waldsee and Obersendorf above Lake Constance with railroad courses and field divisions. Known for Farming Simulator 22, it now finds its way to Farming Simulator 25 in an adapted version. What awaits you on the map? And I'm actually just going to scroll down here real quick. There's quite a bit actually on the description here. It says 3 different courtyards that vary in their structure and size, fully developed AI splines for helpers up to the fields, various buying and selling stations, real license plates installed, 1 small old courtyard, 1 large modern yard for medium and large tractors, settlers or 1 resettler farm with cows and pigs that can be breathed back into life, 1 municipal building yard for community maintenance and winter service, 1 area, what do we got here? 1 area for small wage companies with an attached recycling center, 1 sewage treatment plant with slurry purchase option, 1 large biogas plant, various outdoor halls that can be purchased, carpentry with production, sales of wood, 130 fields, meadows, and forest areas from 1 hectares to 6 hectares, various sales outlets such as country store. You can take water from the ponds or rivers. There are plenty of forests for the tree. It says tree poopers. It says poopers. The tree poopers among you. So if you're pooping trees, you probably should go to a doctor. But continuing, it says, and no field entrances were forgotten. The Swabians saved them. We hope you have fun with the map. I'm really curious to what tree poopers is supposed to translate to. There are 10 required mods, which is quite frankly too many. I hate it when they have that many required mods. I'll take 2 or 3, maybe 4, but I don't like it past that. But at least it wasn't. There's 1 map that came out with like 30. So anyhow, one thing though, before we get too far here, I do want to mention this website right here. This is findyour.farm. It's linked down below in the description. It kind of shows you the real areas where maps are at. Sometimes if they're a fake map, they'll be out like in the middle of the water. But otherwise, like you have Rodemer Island. I'm not even trying to pronounce that one. If we zoom in here, you can see we got all sorts of stuff kind of happening. So you can look for any sort of map on here if you'd like to, which is super awesome. And you can hit view map tour, which should take you over to my map tour, which is pretty cool if I've done one on that. So yeah, it's a pretty cool website. Link down below in the description if you kind of want to see a little bit more about where the mods are coming from. So you can do that. But yeah, let's go ahead and dive into this map tour here. So in the map here, ooh, they got some little icons like that one there. Looks like we own field 11, field 30, 34, 28, pretty spread out. I'm assuming we own this chunk of land. Yep, you can get it right there. Yeah, and oh, that field down there. Yeah, kind of some random fields. I'm honestly not a big fan of that when maps start us off with kind of fields kind of scattered about, but I suppose you can sell them all and then get fields closer to your farm if you wanted to do that. But yeah, and there are a couple other farmyards and stuff like that. I think that's kind of, I think that there's something happening there is kind of what these are indicating. There might be a key. Is there a key on the outside of this? Sometimes they map makers will put like a key around the edge, but I don't see one for this. So yeah, anyhow, we'll end up buying some of those pieces of land to kind of take a look at what's on them here in a second. But you can see we got quite a busy farmyard here. If we go down here, starting out, we have a cow pasture. Then one of our cow barns has 12 cows in it. And then we also have a chicken pasture, which has a rooster and 5 chickens. So there you go. There are contracts on the fields you do not own. We do own a dairy, a grass drying facility, a mineral feed production, and small glass greenhouse to start off with. Available on the map is a bakery, a dairy, to the old mill, which I'm assuming is just a regular flour mill, and then a carpentry point right there. So yeah, quite a few things, which is pretty cool. Let's take a look at our vehicles we start off with. Start off with an Amazon fertilizer spreader. We have a bale spike there, a pallet fork, universal bucket. We also have a Branther manure spreader there. We have a Fendt 311 Vario. And we also have Fendt 720 Vario, so some good Fendt tractors there. A little Flegel slurry and digestate spreader there. Horsch power harrow, which hooks up to this seeder right here. And then we also have a sprayer, a little cultivator there. We have a John Deere baler and wrapper. We have a tedder, we have a feed mixer, we have a Kubota front loader, which is nice. We have a tanker. We have a Massey Ferguson harvester, a header for that, and a header trailer. And finally down here we have a loading wagon, a trailer, another mower, or a mower, I guess not another one. I'm assuming, do we have the other one? No, I guess not, just that one mower there. And then we have a windrower, we have a Skoda, and finally a 10-winkle weight. So we have a ton of equipment. Yeah. Let's take a look around here. Let's get our map on there. There is a lot, kind of a lot going on in this map, and a lot going on in this farm. This is really cool. I really like this. I gotta make sure I have my icons on. Do I have them on? Nope. That's why we're not seeing anything, and I'm gonna turn autosave off while we're in here. There we go. So this right here in front of me is something already. Let's go ahead and just zoom in so we can try to see a little bit better what we got kind of going on. Okay, I'm assuming that is a sell point of some kind, which is kind of cool. This is a really nifty kind of feature to have on the farm. I like that. I'm assuming that's part of the sell point. Yep, sell wood, so you can sell wood to that sell point, I guess. Here we have, is this a greenhouse? Yep, this is our small glass greenhouse with no glass, but there you go. Pretty nifty there. I'm assuming you can hopefully back up here maybe to put stuff in. And does that have, is that normal? No, it takes seeds and fertilizer and stuff, so a little bit different recipes there. Over here, what do we got here? This is power on. There we go. And I'm assuming that this is probably a silo or something. Grass drying. Okay, here's the grass drying facility. Then we have bale and pallet storage as well. I'm assuming that's just right around the corner. Is that going to be in here? Yep, bale and pallet storage right here. Then you have your cow barn here. This is the one that has cows in it. I'm assuming this is for our chickens over here. Yep, so you have your chickens, your chicken feed point there. That's where you're going to feed your cows, is right there, for at least this pasture here. And you have, yep, those free roaming chickens. There's our Skoda there. We'll hop in that and do a little drive around here in a bit. What do we got going on here? Manage production. This is, oh, the mineral feed production. Perfect. I'm assuming it's actually inside of here. Yep, there we go. It's opening. Yep, okay. So inside of here, yep, got the mineral feed production, and the dairy point is probably, oh, it's probably also right here. This looks like kind of some dairy stuff, and the tanker is really nicely placed there for us. Can't hop over that. I was going to try to. But anyhow, yep, looks like we've got a dairy here. This also is a drive-through, which is kind of nice. Yeah, and then out here, this is going to be our other cow pasture, which can hold 9 cows. So you have that nice next to the dairy there. Pretty easy to do that. Over here, what do we got here? Got just a baler stored there. This is going to be really obnoxious to see what is in every one of these. It's got walls. We can see we have, oh, do we have some actual bales in here? We sure do. We got some actual silage bales in there. It's quite nice. The fertilizer spreaders, the feed mixer, but no, it's the fertilizer spreaders over there. And we have some hay bales in this one in the center right there. So there are some stuff stored in there if you wanted to use it. Okay, so we kind of walked around most of this. What do we got out there? A little conveyor for grain. That's probably the silo. So let's go take a look at that. Just want to make sure I don't miss anything here. You got your feed mixer too, poking out this end of this cow barn. Is that over? Oh, it's over that way. Where is that? Let's see here. Yep, okay, right over here. I'm assuming, yep, that's a silo. Looks like it's a silo there. And then, of course, we can open that if we want to. Oh, that's coming from that. I was like, oh, that's going to be an icon for that. I thought it was a feed mixer for a second, but no, it was coming from our other dealio there. Now, the one thing I'm curious about this is not, like, set up. I wonder if you can set it up. Is there, like, an icon or a trigger somewhere? Maybe on the other side? That's the light. Not sure. Doesn't appear to be. But it does kind of look like a silo, so yeah, I'm not sure about that. And are there any, I don't think any of our, well, one of our fields, I guess, over here, that far field. On the other side of this guy right over there. I guess, is that where the cows are at? Yeah, the cows are in that field there, it looks like. So, or maybe not, maybe they're just taking up that space. They probably are, actually. Yeah, it looks like it's actually on the other side. Okay, that's good. That's good, I would say. That's a big cow pasture for 9 cows, but nope, we're good. Yep, it's on the other side. So you have a little, very narrow cow pasture here, and then we have one of our fields right over here. But yeah, let's see if we can get over to our Skoda. Oops. Take our help menu off there. So I want to add in some money. Let's see if we can add in some money here real quick. And then I want to buy some of these plots, kind of see what they got. See, another farmhouse. We're gonna drive by them, but we're not gonna stop at all of them and walk around. But this one has bale and pallet storage, a petrol tank there, or a fuel tank. It's also got a shed with pig pasture, a farmhouse, and then also a cow barn. So quite nice. That has a little icon on it. I'm assuming that means there's something there. Nope. Okay. Let's make sure I'm not missing. I know there's a couple others up here, but I wanted to strategically go across the line, make sure I'm not missing anything. So that down there is the BGA, and I'm assuming if we buy that, we now own the BGA. Perfect. Okay, that's good to know. Oops, need to go back into the map here. So down there, that was down here, BGA there. Okay, let's buy this. That's got all sorts of stuff on it as well. Large, that one actually might have one, maybe not. I don't know what that actually has, but it has a greenhouse apparently. Cow pasture, cow barn, manure evacuator. I thought they said something different. Bale and pallet storage, liquid manure tank, dairy, seed silo, medium fuel tank, and what else we got here? Oh, if I can click on it, there we go. Little sell point there, which is nice. Farmhouse, all sorts of different stuff over there. So a lot of stuff going on. Is this just gonna be like a little farmhouse? No, so maybe just like a little area to build something or run something. I don't know. Let's buy this guy over here. Nothing on that one that popped up. This over here. Okay, that had a cow pasture over there. That's kind of nice to know that. So, yeah. Oh, you didn't buy that one. There we go. Hope I didn't miss any either. If I did, I apologize. But debris crusher down there and on that land is something that we'll never know about. We get nice and close. Can I click on it? There we go. All right, so there's seed silo there. But we might look at that one because that one's got a debris crusher on it. Is the debris crusher on? It is on that land. If I sell that. Yeah, I have to sell the objects first. Anyhow, it doesn't matter too much. Let's go ahead and get... I couldn't remember if that the debris crusher was there or not before I clicked on it. So, okay. So, we have a couple of sell points up around here. We have the village shop, agricultural trade. So, we might go down around, kind of loop up that way. I think that would be a good way to kind of go about it. So, let's go down this way. A lot of good detail on housing and stuff like that on here. Honestly, it's a really highly detailed map. It's got a lot of good stuff going on. Loop around here. Got a little fuel station here, which is nice. I like that it opens up there a little bit more when you get out here. On the right-hand side, where is that at? Let's tag that one. Bakery. Aha, just that little building right there. I loop around this corner here. Bakery point right there. And then we have a couple of sell points up here. Which this kind of is starting to look like a sell point. Okay. So around back of that building right here, which, how do we get to this? They're a little... Okay, access off this road right here, so that's not too bad. And then I'm assuming we also have... Yep, the agricultural trade what? Agricultural trade, I'm not going to try to say that, but it's there. And there's a lime station behind that building as well, and that's all just right here off to the left in this compound. So this compound has a sell point and a lime station in it, which is quite nice. This loops kind of back around, and then we're kind of heading, that's our farm right there. And our harvester, where was our harvester at? I'm going to tab over to the harvester. Yeah, what is going on with this here? Where are we at? Okay, so coming out, you got your farm there. So I guess we kind of own, I guess we can use this little barn across there. And then where is all this stuff at as well? That's off over here. So you have another shed over here that I totally missed. I apologize. Yeah, with some more stuff stored right in here. Yeah, there we go. All right. Let's get back over to our Skoda. So, yeah, I think what we'll do... in terms of how I want to do this, maybe we'll just drive back through past the farm, head down this way. I want to take a look at this area right over here. And then we might take a look at the rest of the flyover. That might be a good plan there for us. So let's try to head down and kind of take a look at the area where the store is at. I'm going to untag that place over there too, so that's not bothering us. Perfect. Okay. Let's go and head down this way, and then we'll take a left down here, and that'll take us kind of down towards where like the vehicle shop and stuff like that is. There we go. And then, yeah, this should loop us down. And it kind of looks like, based on what I just saw there, it looks like the red marks on the roads, or red marks on the map, are dirt roads, and the green marks are going to be your paved roads, which is kind of nice that there's a little bit of a distinction there, and it's very clear where the roads are. Some maps it's a little hard to see. And we actually own that field right there. That's one of our starting fields, that one there that's cultivated. All right, we'll head up this way. This should get us kind of into that little town area. Again, lots of nice terrain changes. That would be a very difficult field to farm right there, that's for sure. Couldn't imagine doing anything on that. Let's get us worked down in here into the valley. Okay, so just off to our right, kind of this whole sawmill area, you can see that's going to be where that carpentry building is. So you have that going for you. This chunk of land on the other side is the one that has the debris crusher on it. And so this is kind of the land that we bought, but I didn't know if the debris crusher showed up after we bought it or before or whatever the case was. But you got yourself a debris crusher there and a seed silo. That's right. Doesn't look like the normal seed silo. I'm assuming it just does. Oh, it does all sorts of stuff. So road salt, seeds, or mineral feed. So there you go. You can do a couple other things. But yeah, we'll take a left here, and then we'll take a look. We got a warehouse over there. Oh, it's the warehouse. Where is the vehicle shop, actually? That's a great question, isn't it? Oh, wow, it's way over there. Well, never mind. We're not going to where the vehicle shop is. Part of me doesn't like, I know it's just where you can buy stuff. I hate that they use something different, I think, for the warehouse. Or I think I hate that they don't use something different, but. And you got the warehouse, you got a gas station. Got some buying stations like a seed, lime, and probably fertilizer, I would guess, over here. Yep, fertilizer buying stations behind the warehouse. Then we got a couple of sell points right there as well, so. Nothing too crazy. This is kind of the main road going through. But yeah, you got a couple of sell points in there. Got the warehouse in there with the buy points inside that shed there, that building there. And then you got some fuel available here for you as well, which is quite nice. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and park. Let's go and hop into flight mode and take a look around. So, a lot of stuff going on this map. Honestly, this map feels almost too big for console. Like, it feels like it's like a 4X, but it's not. It just feels a lot larger, and it looks pretty large from up here. But, yeah. We have one of our farms over here, so you have a nice big farmyard over here. That's going to be the one located over here with a couple of cow barns and stuff like that going on. There was one of those little icons was for this over here. So I don't know if you could, I'm sure you can probably use, can you use the buildings now? Yeah, so you can use the buildings now, so I guess maybe that's just you can buy it and use the buildings. That's what that's trying to say. Yeah, there's plenty of sheds and stuff around the map, that's for sure. We head up over here, over these forestry areas over here. Up and out this way, we have ourselves the recycling center sell point. And then we also have the liquid manure, and this is available for purchase right here with that shed on it. So, got your recycling point, liquid manure point there. Heads up to the edge of the map. Huge forestry region through here, with kind of some clearings and stuff as well. So you can do plenty of forestry on this map and probably never run out of things to do. And again, a shed down there for you to be able to use. And this is kind of where, this is where our starting farm is right here. And this is kind of the little town area that we drove around. So you got a few different sell points and productions and things like that down there. And obviously you got your starting farm there and field and what have you. So there you go. Down over here, this one, we have ourselves a manure pit and a liquid manure buy point. That's the animal dealer right down here. So you can just drive right down the road and get some animals if you need to. There's even like a shed tucked way back in that corner. There's sheds everywhere. They weren't kidding on the description there. Come up over this way. This is going to be where our actual vehicle shop is. So you can see we have repair trigger right here and then the shop trigger's right there. So yeah, nice little vehicle shop there. Oh, it's got a nice little John Deere sign. I like how they did that with the tractor. Little toy tractor out there like that. You got fields just kind of randomly scattered in the trees, which is kind of nice. I like that. And a lovely little water point right over here. This is perfect. That's a big boat to have on this small of a water area, but that's okay. It's still nice regardless. And this is actually a production. This is going to be the old mill out here. To the old mill is what it says, but that's the old mill out here. And you can see, yeah, lots of forestry areas here on the map. Dotted about. And then down here in this bottom corner, that's where we have the BGA and then the dairy point. So we'll take a look at those as we get down this way. And the BGA doesn't show up as available on the map. You have to buy the land and then you're able to use the BGA. So that's pretty straightforward there. That's how I think a lot of them work. Yep, you got your big BGA compound here. And it's nice you can buy the land so you can kind of adjust it, do what you want. And then, of course, you have your dairy point right here. So there you go. We fly back up over this way. That's that big farm that we stopped at second. But, yeah, that's pretty much everything, honestly. This is where we stopped the kind of drive-through area, but to the drive over. But, yeah, it's a nice map. You can definitely stay busy on here. Great for multiplayer if you wanted to do that. I also have a link to Jeep World down below if you want to check them out. You get 10% off a server if you use that link. But yeah. Anyhow, guys, that's what I got for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, please drop a like down below. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button up on the screen to join the Farmer Cop channel and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any future videos we may post. This has been Farmer Cop. Thank you guys for coming and watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.